This video is about nature versus nurture and the combination of factors that causes the Pharaoh or the top martial artist to naturally emerge. Number one, he has a proclivity to emerge. And this might occur later in life. It might occur in his teens, but at some point the proclivity kicks in. The martial arts systems are like animal movements mixed with warrior ideas, such as in Kung Fu, the bow stance, or in Taekwondo, the knife edge of the hand. Okay. They are designed for the Pharaoh to recognize and emerge in response to King Fo, Kung Fu, which is from the idea of Ad Fo, and the Khan Hor. Okay, the Khan perspective of Horus versus Min Hor, etc. Capoeira, with its exaggerated movements and weakness in recovery time, is also something that the Pharaoh is going to notice. So the Pharaoh is going to be a black African guy, of black African ancestry. He's going to move in a certain way that has to do with natural kind of animal movements, and he is going to be dynamic, not in set stances. He's going to be able to change and move. He's going to bounce around in a certain way, and he's going to be able to do it masterfully. And as someone does set stances, his footwork isn't enough for the Skywalker, and he gets outmaneuvered. The capoeira guy, he's in motion, but his movements are exaggerated. You know, a long spinning crescent kick and so on and so forth, which allows for someone to avoid their circular kicks, their inverted kicks, their crescent kicks, and to strike effectively. All right. Taekwondo, Tai Queen Day, with the bouncing movements. Taekwondo's guys like the bounce, small bounces up and down, and this also allows you. Imagine the bounces in slow motion. Do do, do do. You know, this guy's gonna notice this as well. These systems are also made for these peoples who couldn't possibly produce the Pharaoh. They can produce great warriors, and you know, I have a certain respect for them, but they couldn't possibly produce the Pharaoh because they don't have the genetics. This is a natural proclivity. His body structure reflects thousands of years of warrior training and being honed in the jungle and where it overlaps with the desert over there in Nekkin. Okay, these jungle guys, the leopard is a sub-Saharan kind of jungle African idea. Karate, the carat E, with this exertion of force and set stances, also has the weakness. So as this person observes these different martial arts, kind of like Bruce Lee with Jeet Kune Do, he sees their weaknesses. Jeet Kune Do attempts to make up for this, but they're by avoiding the set stances as much, but it's not there's not enough footwork, and it ultimately doesn't allow for someone to emerge as Pharaoh. Pharaoh has to pretty much invent his own style by taking pieces of the other styles and seeing how they fit with his body structure. So your form that you have taken, right? That word is also a martial arts word, form, or kata, kat-a, right? The superior form is the hawk from the leopard of Heliopolis, the cat or the ka, the T is the feminine suffix. And so they're yin-yang people when it's really the ka, the spirit that takes form in the black African Pharaoh descendant. Okay. Number two, okay, so these are ideas. First, number one is proclivity to merge. Number two is brain structure. Number three, body structure. So you have to have a brain that coordinates the mind and body and the testosterone to focus it, right? Testosterone can make somebody who hasn't evolved the appropriate brain structure lose focus. So blacks have about 15 to 20% more testosterone than other races on average. And as a result, you know, they have a brain structure that has been evolved to work with that testosterone, to help them balance it and focus it and coordinate. Number four, the social circumstances of someone's life is something we need to look for. We need to ask ourselves, where would this person be? You know, he would be a brain surgeon's son, for example. In America, the surgeon is said to be the leopard. The surgeons are what was also needed to help evolve martial arts and surgical strikes, right? A surge of energy, okay? So also, we look at Egyptian technology and ideas. It was where the science, martial arts, you know, and politics, etc., were all merged together in the various temples. Number 5, he has a natural instinct to know he should lead. Okay, so he doesn't only have a proclivity to emerge, but he has an instinct that says he should be in charge. And he starts looking at other people and say, hey, this guy's not me. You are not me. He's not me, etc. Number 6, he has a certain focus. Number 7, a certain aggression as a result of his testosterone. And you see it come out in some of my videos. Right now it's the morning. I'm kind of relaxed still, kind of still waking up. A lot of my videos are made in the morning. But don't get that confused. I'm a very aggressive guy with a certain focused aggression, as opposed to a big ogre like rah and swinging in a way that reflects capoeira's weakness as well. And capoeira, incidentally, does seem to favor shorter, more stocky guys in many ways. Shorter, more athletic guys, but they have a certain thick bone. You know, it's just like there's similarities and parallels you can draw between that and an ogre with a big club, you know, overexerting his force. So number 8, there's a natural tendency to emerge in a royal lineage with the skilled continuity at least. So he's going to be from a royal bloodline, you know, and if that bloodline is cut off, you're going to have a continuous skilled continuity, you know, doctors, you know, athletes that show mental prowess, right? Outwit them, then out-hit them, and so on. Okay, there's going to be that continuity. It's the pharaonic bloodline, the continuity of the top martial arts expressing itself in various ways as people are suppressing these ideas. That goes back to prince and principle. Principles of good, right? Prince I, pull up. Okay, they've kept me from doing pull-ups. Is one of the reasons I can't reinstate my challenge, is because the pull-up is fit for someone with a certain body structure, and it complements a certain specific type of sub-Saharan black African body structure. Number 8, demanding light contact, sparring, because he values his mental acuity and prowess. He's not stupid. He's not a knucklehead. He knows that he needs to maintain his brain or he loses his skill. If it becomes a fight every time like the UFC, he's going to suffer brain trauma, and it's going to reduce his ability to outmaneuver, you know, effectively outmaneuver his opponent and stick him, you know. All right. Number 9, the leopard proclivity to avoid injury. Again, leopards and cougars and other animals that are similar, panthers, jaguars, they try to avoid being injured because it affects their ability to hunt. And hunting and martial arts go hand in hand, right? Predators, you know, 5 animal styles, kung fu, for instance, hunting. The tiger, often embraced by taekwondo and other groups, hunting, right? Nimrod was a great hunter, right? And backwards, doorman. And this goes back to, you know, the gateway to the gods, the temple, the body is the temple, and so on. So there's an insistence on truth that we're going to see in him. He's going to insist on the truth. It's in his blood, and also it's in his best interest. He says, no, that couldn't be right. You're doing something wrong here, because I know that I'm the natural leader. I know that I'm important, but the way you do things makes it seem like I'm unimportant. So we're going to see, for various reasons, he insists on truth, and he's also going to notice that when he walks in truth and with righteous indignation, that he's more effective. All right. Number 11, black African jungle man, curly hair. Okay, curly hair is something that black Africans evolved because it keeps animals from biting your skull and bugs and so on. It's like a form of armor versus straight hair that kind of falls to the side that bugs can easily push aside. Also, one could argue that it helps break your fall. Okay, so Holmes